went to the internet cafe. I didn't have enough coins to do what I wanted to do, so I asked if I could leave my luggage there while I go get currency. And she said she had to ask her boss, the person there. She did, and it was okay. So I left my luggage there. I was hoping no one would steal it. I came back. It was pretty empty, so everything was exactly where I left it. And then I started going on the internet. And then I went on every possible communication channel I could find. Facebook, DeviantArt, MSN Messenger, anything I had. And there was no sign of Kelsey. And I even checked. Maybe she died. Maybe I shouldn't feel any sort of anger to her because she died before we could meet. So I checked her Facebook status updates, and I see that there's nothing updated since Monday. It's like, oh no, Kelsey died on Monday or Tuesday, and that's why she's not here. And all kinds of crazy thoughts started happening. No, maybe Kelsey doesn't actually exist. She must be some sort of figment of my imagination. It's a possibility. Maybe I deluded myself into believing that Kelsey was my friend, and that, you know, like Fight Club sort of thing.
I haven't said anything yet.
Anyway, then I started panicking, updating my Facebook statuses, and everyone was very supportive. Thank you, everyone.
And hateful.
And no one was hateful. Actually, one person was hateful, but I defended you. She didn't know you at all.
Was it Rebecca?
No, it wasn't her.
Who was it?
You don't know her. You've never heard of her.
Which one was it?
You don't know her.
I've never heard of her.
You've never heard of her?
Sure.
Yes. Anyways, a coworker. I mean.
Is it Candace?
Oh, you do know her. Anyway. Well, I defended you immediately because I knew that there was some sort of misunderstanding, that no one would do this on purpose.
Tell her I don't like her.
Then, fantastically, Kelsey showed up on Facebook, and then we yelled at each other. Sort of a mutual thing. You aren't where you're supposed to be. Where are you? Why aren't you here? Do you actually exist? Mm-hmm. And that went on for a while, and then we decided to meet up properly near Waverley Station, near the buses. And so we did that. When I first got into Edinburgh and I had no idea where to go, I went to Pasta Fresca, and there was a very nice person who gave me all the information I needed. She even looked after my bags while I went to the bank to get some British currency. And then I left, and today I realized that I didn't pay for my drink. I completely forgot about it. I just left. And I went back today and I paid for it, and the owner was very appreciative. He said it was very honest of me. So I'm trying to properly represent Canada on my travels by being honest. But I think he overcharged me. It was £2.10 for pear juice. Seems like a bit much. It's almost $4 Canadian. No, it's more than $4 Canadian. Almost $5 Canadian. It's crazy. Anyway, I cleared my conscience on that one. What else happened? And I went back. Actually, I somehow was familiar with this path from being lost and panicky. And I waited for her. I was looking around, scrutinizing everybody in green again.
Don't talk about bells.
And then I noticed her because
Yeah, you are.
she was wearing, I don't know how to describe it.
I'll pop it out if you want.
What's it called? Is there a word for it? It's not a jacket. It's like an overdress.
It's a jacket.
It's a jacket?
Yeah.
She says it's a jacket, but I don't agree.
You want to get it out?
No, that's alright. Anyway, it was billowing in the wind. It had been hot, but then it had cooled down a lot. It was overcast. And she was billowing. And I remembered because there's a picture of her. Is it France? Belgium? France or Belgium? Of her billowing in the wind. It's a quality.
Oh, Belgium.
Belgium. Of her billowing in Belgium. And it was her, and she looked exactly like she does in her pictures, which was neat because she exists. It's a weird sort of thing where you communicate with somebody. I had known Kelsey for, what was it, over a year online? About over a year online. And then you finally see them. She was across the street. So I saw her coming. She had to go to the walkway, the traffic lights. So I walked that way to her. And then I waited for her to cross the street because I didn't want us to cross at the same time. I didn't know which way we were actually heading. And it was a pretty funny moment because as soon as she crossed the street, she said, "Hug me." She just kind of plopped into my chest. And we hugged in the street. It was nice to see that any sort of fear or worry that had manifested just dissipate. And there was some sort of, I guess I can call it, what would I call it? Clandestine spite towards each other.
Hey.
It was. You certainly had it for me.
I did not feel spiteful.
It wasn't spiteful?
No. That's just how you meet people.
That's just how you
Did
meet
feel
people?
Spiteful? It wasn't my fault that you didn't stay where you were meant to be.
No, the reason why I say that is because you keep saying things like that, which is placing the blame on me.
But I don't mean it, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the blame was
firmly placed on you.
It was both of our faults. We didn't plan it properly. We should have had contingencies and stuff. Anyway, we've come to peace, sort of, on that.
Oh, we did before.
We haven't now. It's all resurfacing. Oh. Anyway, and what's crazy is that we get along very well. And everyone keeps asking, "How do you know Kelsey?" And Kelsey has this thing where she doesn't want me to sound like a mail order groom. Like a, what was that?
Internet pervert.
She doesn't want either of us to sound like internet perverts. So I don't say anything. I say, I'll let Kelsey explain that to you. And this is how she explains it, either by saying nothing or tapping her nose. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea what her friends think I am. Do you have any idea? Have they mentioned anything about me?
Jane and Polly know, the others don't. So, no, that's it.
You know? Alright, well, they seem pretty cool with me then. What am I talking about? I don't know. Friends. Oh, okay, so then the first thing we did was we went back to her flat. I can say that now because I'm in Europe. Went back to her flat, deposited my things. We're both very sweaty and stinky.
Hey, did you think I was smelly?
No, I don't. Well, you said you were smelly. I didn't smell you.
Okay.
And I didn't perceive it as smelly. Anyway, I thought I was smelly, and I made you sniff me, and apparently I wasn't. Okay, so I guess neither of us were smelly, but we were at the point where we felt smelly. We felt smelly. So we felt smelly. We deodorized. Kelsey deodorized with the male. With male deodorant. So she smelled very masculine.